Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and welcome to another episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. And today I will be your host. And in this episode is quite a debut. This may not happen all the time, this one, but it will start sporadically from time to time. Sorry, just gotta pull my sock up, it's not on properly. Stupid, wait a moment. So sorry about this. No, I'm not... At least you can't see it, because that would be quite crude. No. What else? Sorry, I had to pull my sock up properly. Sometimes it's difficult if you've got size 8 feet. That's 8 in the UK I'm referring to. Or EU 42. This is what it looks like. Size 8 UK EU 42. From here to here. So, it's relatively big feet for a small classic car for footrest, but it's about right sizing for my 5'8" frame. But that's beside the point. But in this episode, it's sort of almost like the impromptu series of Meg in the sequence of things, but this one will be done sporadically from time to time, but this one marks a debut part of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Movie Review. And I'm doing an inspirational movie review because I've been getting questions, which I have responded to, by the way, but it's alright. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them, and I thought might make my movie review. Some of you were asking, and I know a few other friends of mine were asking, good friends, Graham and Fiona as well, and David was asking me this too, my best friend David. Another one of my best friends are Graham and Fiona, but I could never replace David as my number one best friend, just to say. So, they were asking me if I watched the movie Genevieve, which they had been recommending to me. The answer to that is yes, I certainly have. I did watch it on the night of Monday of the 18th of March 2024, and my goodness was it a thoroughly enjoyable movie. In a way, it's so enjoyable, and it's also got an exhilarating sense of adventure and fun, this very movie. I'm not going to share the whole plot of the movie, because I'm going to link the movie link in the description below, and it is so brilliant. Some of the actors, I'm trying to remember which one who reminded me of me. I can't remember the actor's name, but just wait a moment. One of the actors reminded me of me in the movie. I will be quick and then I'll be able to review a little more, but I have seen the movie, just to say, but I've just forgotten the cast slightly. It's slightly faded and rusty, the memory of the cast. I mean, I do know it to some extent, but I need to look up just so that I can be sure I can get it right. That's all. I liked John Gregson in it. John Gregson, he reminded me of me to some extent. That's what I so thought. And Dinah Sheridan was very good in the movie too. Dinah Sheridan, who played John Gregson's wife. And Kenneth Moore and Kay Kendall were also quite good as another acting couple alongside John Gregson and Dinah Sheridan. Sadly, they're no longer with us, unfortunately. And Dinah Sheridan, the English actress, some of you may or may not be aware of this, but Dinah Sheridan herself was in the movie The Railway Children, the original The Railway Children, made back in 1970. And then there was another one made 30 years later, with Jenny Agutter in it, having played previously one of the children, to playing the mother of the Railway Children 30 years later in 2000. Yeah. Wonderful. Honestly, I haven't watched a lot of Dinah Sheridan movies before, but this is probably about 2 Dinah Sheridan movies I've ever seen. But could you imagine? 2 classic car owners who absolutely love the possession of their classic cars so much to the point where they get caught up in competitive behaviour that just gets completely out of hand. That's one of the best. It's really, in a way, it's a captivating distinction, I thought, of one of the movies, if I may review. But one of the greatest things in the depth of descriptions of a review of such, in regard to the movie Genevieve, is I personally thought it greatly epitomised distinctly a person's love for its vintage vehicle or classic car, and in a way representing the importance of well maintaining and looking after your classic car if you're a classic car owner, that is. And make sure you at least get it out and about, moving it, driving it, when it needs a good drive. Be it, even if it's only strictly for weekend use, you would use it outside of a rally event and all that. Still, it's always good to get it out and about so that it is in good shape for the rally events and all the rest of things. Because if it's not in good shape for the rally events, there won't be a lot of point to take it to the rally. So, yes. That's what I thought the movie truly represented. And it also represented competition. Much competition. In a way, silly competition. Sometimes competition that one could say, oh, well, that was very unneeded competition, that sort of thing. If you do that, you're just going to run into serious trouble. well pointed out. You know. I mean, I don't want to share the whole plot or everything to it because I don't want to spoil it for those of you who have not seen it. But for those of you who have seen it, obviously, you'd be able to share the plot, but just don't share it to everybody who has not, to those who have not seen it yet. For those of you who have not seen the movie Genevieve, I will link the movie in the description below because it is uploaded onto YouTube, just to say. It's a very old 1953 movie, which could have originally been black and white, but it was Technicolor made. Technicolor was used in quite a lot of movies, certainly in the 40s and the 50s, and definitely the 1960s and all the rest of it. So, what the heck? Okay. But what I can say, it's a fantastic movie, excellent plot, excellent story, and really, all I can say is, I personally think it's well worth the watch, and I certainly do believe that one of you should watch it indeed. I certainly think so. Oh yes. I mean, I wish I could review a lot more, but there are some who have not even seen Genevieve. So if I reviewed it any further, it could, it would spoil the movie. It would spoil things for oneself, and I don't want to do that. But I thought I'd give the review in as much depth as possible. And how I personally thought of the movie. And another thing I can say in regard to the movie Genevieve is a great big thank you to Graham, Fiona and David for recommending the movie Genevieve to me. Thank you to the 3 of you. 3 wonderful, greatly trusting friends who I'm greatly interesting of. My #1 best friend David Scott, Graham and Fiona too, and as well Trevor Colt as well. But I don't know if Trevor Colt has seen it or not. But, you know, he may have, he may not have. That's always a remote possibility. Thanks all indeed for watching, and for those of you who have already seen Genevieve, please do let me know what your personal review was on the movie. I know you and Fiona have seen it, Graham. Don't know if you've seen it, David, but I'm pretty sure you have. But for those of you who have seen it also, and I have not, and I'm yet to have learned that you have or have not seen it, please do let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below on your very review of the movie itself, being that of Genevieve. And, one thing I'm going to have to say next. And yes, for those of you who are interested in watching the movie but have not yet seen it, the link we found in the description below. Thanks everybody for watching. Special thanks to Graham, Fiona and David for recommending the movie to me. Thanks all for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next episode. Ta-ta, another time. From Foxy. Before long, we will eventually have another fun inspirational movie review.